Hey everybody, good to see you again. Welcome to another episode of Director's Commentary on One with Wolfpack Football. This episode is entitled Work, and a lot of work went into it. It features a trip to Pittsburgh, telling a particular player's story without actually interviewing them, but giving them justice, as well as some behind-the-scenes look on how a team travels. So, I hope you enjoy it. Alrighty. I guess that's how I start every episode. Alrighty.
Guys, listen, elite teams handle their business.
So one of the things I think might be underrated when it comes to making any kind of TV or any kind of movie or whatever is the idea of lack of music. You don't always have to have music underneath whatever you're cutting together, whatever scene might be playing. And especially with sports, I really like ambience. Like, I like hearing whistles blowing, coaches and players shouting, feet and hands on the grass, like the slap the ball makes when it like hits someone right in the hands, or when helmets clack, or when hands hit pads, stuff like that. So anytime I can take any opportunity I have to try and put an emphasis on that, just kind of create this ambience around stuff, I really want to take advantage of that. And so this episode is entitled Work. And one of the things that I really wanted to showcase around this episode, as you'll see, is how much work goes into running a football program, whether it's being a coach, whether it's working on what they call like the operational side, which is all the non-glamorous stuff of like planning travel and making sure all the student athletes have the right housing they're supposed to have. And like I said, all the non-glamorous stuff. So I'm excited to revisit this one because I have a vague recollection of what's in it, but some of this might take me by surprise. One of the things that I probably take the most joy in when making this stuff is really just kind of like existing around the program. And the fact that like, even though I'm just there to like do my job, and my job is not in relation to what coaches and student athletes do, like just because I'm around it means that I get close enough with everyone for me to be trusted, or at least have an interesting conversation, or at least to like present value, if you will, toward the program for someone who is not a coach or a player or who works on staff. And so with that being said, work is the name of this episode. So we're going to Pittsburgh. So once a year, I'd say, while doing this show, I would go to the location at which the team would be playing a day early. So basically, I travel with what's known as like the advanced crew. And the advanced crew is people from operations, people from football equipment, staff, and they go up like a whole day earlier than the rest of the team. And they get everything set up in the locker room. They get all the hotel arrangements taken care of. And so it's a lot of fun to go up there with that advanced crew and check out all the work that does go into planning this stuff. Now, granted, I'm up there filming for almost an entire whole day before anybody else arrives, and a section of the show it actually makes it in is probably like 60 to 90 seconds, but it's still important to add that recognition, to add a little something extra into the show.
For achievement, if I work really focused for 8 hours versus someone that's there 14 that is all over the place.
So one of the things I really, I feel like a lot of just sports careers in general emphasize work, which is like, duh, like you got to work hard at anything in order to be successful at it. But I really like the way a lot of programs embrace the concept of work and humility at the same time. Like, you're not showing off how much your work you're doing, which sometimes has its benefits because it can then motivate others to then work as hard. But a lot of like the quiet work that goes into stuff goes underappreciated sometimes. D'Antonio Thunder Burnett.
My mother's a preacher. My uncle's a preacher.
Great guy, great coach.
They've had on people's lives. And
This guy's been around the program
one point I did
for a very long time, both as a player and as a coach.
At the end of the day, it came down to me.
And he's one of the nicest guys on the planet, man. He go out of his way to learn your name. He'll go up and say hi to you. If he doesn't know your name, he'll ask how you are. He's very good, a very good motivator as well. Very down to earth. Connects with all the players extremely well, mostly because he was a player, so he has that background, which is really cool. So I don't know if y'all care about this part, but I was not filming this entire mic'd up. I had a family emergency come up, and I called my buddy Keishan Ganatra, who you see in the credits sometimes, who I've worked with for a number of years. So I was like, hey man, look, I've got an emergency come up. I can't make it. Can you please just slap a mic on Coach Thunder and go film this morning practice? And as always with him, he stepped up and delivered some pretty good content for the show, no doubt. Even though I am voicing this whole thing, I am commenting on the entire run of the show. It's very much a team effort when it comes to putting together the whole of the show. My family emergency turned out to be fine. Everything was fine. It was just a bit of a scary situation, but good to know you can have people you can rely on when things don't go according to plan. So if you see that weird kind of face illustration to the right of Coach Thunder's to the shoulder there, that is an illustration of a man named Frank. Frank is the maintenance guy for the Murphy Football Center, which is where the whole staff works, where I worked, as well as where the player locker rooms are, is where this weight room is. And Frank is the man. He takes care of everything for everybody. I tried for a while to get him on the show. It didn't quite work out. But anytime I interview Coach Thunder, that is looming on that corkboard. And so I think that's fun. That's a little cameo for anybody who knows who Frank is.
See how they respond. See if they can respond to adversity. Because at the end of the day, one day football is going to be over with. And it's going to be done.
Being in the weight room with these guys is kind of wild. Because I'm looking at, they're exercising, they're doing workouts that are recommended to them by the coaching staff. But to see the amount of technique that goes into it, like right here.
And remember, I don't have to squat all the way down. All I'm trying to do is unlock my knees so that I don't arch my back.
So when Coach Thunder and the entire strength staff go into detail about technique, me as someone who isn't an athlete, I look at this and I'm like, there's so much that goes, so much people just don't understand about almost the body. It's like, oh, dude's lifting weights, cool. But when you think about how every single part of your body is then used to move something, whether it's a pick up a thing and put it down, or whether it's to move really fast, it's very much like a whole body kind of thing. To see like the individual muscles and muscle groups and bone groups just kind of get pointed out, be like, okay, do this, don't do that. Make sure you've, lift your legs. That's like a super plain example, but there's a lot that goes into more than just working out. Okay, so now we're on our travel day. All right, I'm with the advanced crew, going to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's cool. I like Pittsburgh a lot.
That I view operations as
Joe McKillop. Let's just first of all just admire the health of that beard, the amount of beard on that man. So Joe was the assistant director of operations at NC State, then got moved to director of operations at NC State, and now I believe he is with the Green Bay Packers, working in the same capacity. So that's really cool to see people move out and up, which is really neat.
Lots of drinks, lots of food.
The amount of drinks and snacks that get packed in this truck is insane. Now that's the crazy thing too, is like, if you can, generally the team and the coaches fly the day before a game, because they have so much equipment that needs to go up for them. As Pete Rowley, my guy, he also serves as kind of the co-producer on the show. Basically, if I need to get in touch with the coach, he's my guy I go to. But anyway, the amount of stuff that just gets hauled by truck. These guys that drive the truck, they sometimes will drive, they'll drive from Raleigh to Miami in one day. On that truck, they'll drive from Raleigh to Syracuse, New York, or Chestnut Hill, So it's cool to just see how much stuff and how much work needs to go behind this program. Oh yeah, Joe was the DJ during practice.
All that kind of stuff. So I think we get to see the players' personality more in our job.
That was always a lot of fun.
With them off the field, their guards down, they can be a little bit.
Joe dropping beats for the for practice sessions as a DJ.
18 to 22-year-olds, we get to watch them grow from young kids.
And a lot of times they'd make a huge mistake. They'd play a song that the players would hate, and the players would just give them shit for the next day or so.
Say, hey, Joe, you want to come to my graduation? Like, absolutely.
You're going to sit in an office someday or wherever you work.
One of the things I really like about
boss's boss is going to walk in and throw a bunch of stuff.
Covering something a little different, like the location
a lot of people would freak
where
out.
the team is going to play an away game, is I get to expose myself to a new city. And so taking my camera around, I'm riding in the car with people, and I'm just like, filming skylines, or I'm just, or something even off camera where we all go out to eat the night before a game, the night before the team arrives. That's always really cool. Just to experience a new place, a new city. That was one of the perks of this job, was visiting a bunch of really cool cities in the ACC as well as outside the ACC. And also pretty cool to play in an NFL stadium. I think we win this game. Honestly, don't remember some of this stuff, but like I said, it's fun to revisit it. Really great colors, I think, to work with shooting in the stadium, because not only do you have us, NC State, red and white. Pittsburgh is blue and yellow, and every one of those colors just pop. It's a lot of fun to just see how pretty things can look with such a potentially violent sport. It's also a beautiful sport. Look at the concentration on these players' faces. Listening to Coach Henry. I'll try not to talk too much about Coach Henry, because he literally is almost in every episode doing this kind of speech. And I don't need to talk over him because he got him. Yeah, this was an intense storyline. I wish I had given more time, but it came down to availability of this man, Darian Roseborough. So having his father pass away the week before, having coaches and players on the team with him that have been through a similar situation, and having people rally around you and rally around a purpose is inspiring to see. And there I am photobombing in the left side of the frame. I don't know why I'm doing that. I feel like I ruined the moment.
Do you? Go out there and give it. Go out there and give it.
Like I've mentioned before on a couple of these episodes, like I never want to treat someone's emotional background, what they've been through, as some kind of currency. I don't want to refer to it as gold, but I do also want to highlight the importance of showcasing emotion and showcasing things that are not just football things. Showing these people as humans, that we can connect on an emotional level is why I do all this. So, and now it's game time. I love fun inserts. I make myself giggle sometimes when I'm editing, and I just kind of throw in random stuff.
Handoff goes to the back over the left side, and he's basically stuffed by Bradley Chubb, looking to throw. He tries to fire it over the middle, and it's batted down by B.J. Hill.
So when we're going with me as well as other people who are going through all this footage to like label and determine what are the right clips to use, a lot of times you might think nothing happens in a play. Like you saw that pass get batted down earlier. A lot of times it's like, well, yeah, it was an incomplete pass for the other team, but it happened to have a really good radio call from Gary Hahn to go along with it, being about the pass being batted down. So like nothing happened on that play, but I want to show that. Because that's important to, it can be important to a momentum or, a momentum or continuity within the game. Man, it seems like I got a lot of really good bench talk in this episode. I always love when that happens. Oh, you guys want to see another touchdown run? I think this is another one. Yep. There he goes. Naheem Hines had 2 of these playing for the Buffalo Bills during the postseason in one game. It's always fun to see these guys in the pros. Here's an NFL pro, right, Garrett Bradbury. Half the time I'm filming these guys on the sideline, like talking to each other in like football terms. Half the time, I don't know what the hell they're talking about, but they know what they're talking about, and that's important. I want to show the communication between all this, between all these guys. Harmon across midfield and into pit territory and dropped. Finley will throw left side. He's got Myers along the sideline. Myers out of bounds near the 10-yard line. They'll take a tie. Ooh, that was a rough sound edit. I don't know what I was doing on that one.
Extra effort right here. Extra effort right here. Just a little bit more strength. Just a little bit more strength.
So some people have asked me, like, do you watch the episodes when they go live? And my answer is no. I watched the first episode of any TV show I ever did. I stayed up to watch it go out live, and I was just like, I was a ball of nerves the whole time leading up to watching it, and then I watched it and I was still a ball of nerves, but like, I don't know why I get so anxious watching the stuff that I made. But the idea is that like I've seen this show multiple times by the time I've completed editing it, so there's no real need for me to watch it again. So for both those reasons, I don't watch anything I put out anymore. A lot of good bench talk, a lot of good bench bumpets. Love when that happens.
Everybody refocus, settle in, and play ball.
Finley fakes the handoff, back to throw, fires downfield. It is caught at the 30-yard line.
What a catch.
Down to the 20 goes Kelvin Harmon.
That's a good one.
Go score! Go score! Put it in the box! Put it in the box!
Man, so many great moments.
Here comes the rush, fires end zone, caught, touchdown.
And maybe it was because it's such a big stadium and it wasn't crowded, so therefore it wasn't as noisy, and so maybe you could just hear a little bit more. Maybe that's why I included more of these moments. Other than they're just good, I think. That was a nice moment of Roseboro getting a ball for his dad. That was nice.
Going to Samuel's right side, and he goes in untouched.
Hey, let's go now! Great job, baby! Hey, way to run the rock, baby! Way to run the rock!
Man, this audio is so clear. So okay, all right, you get it. I'm happy about it. I'll move on. I guess I'm just having fun at the end of this game edit, knowing we've kind of got it in the bag, so might as well show some fun moments. Oh, right there. That's one of the things that's most frustrating is when you are filming and there's the lighting on the field is half in shade and half in sunlight. Could have done a better job with the audio editing here, mainly with the announcer's audio, because it's kind of counter. I don't think I say it's going against the music I decided to use, but I really wanted to point out this player's individuality and the way everyone rallies around him. When we didn't have the opportunity or the time to showcase him as an individual, like an interview setting. So just showing these moments. There are moments when I'm filming the locker room that I get emotional. I can maybe count on a handful of times where it's happened.
I think
Maybe not in specifics, but I do remember multiple times where I've gotten choked up just like filming in the locker room because of emotional reasons.
The social media and the internet stuff that goes with it, where they just feel like they're going to be walking into a situation.
So
that's not reality.
And maybe that's what I want to take away kind of from this episode is like you can showcase someone's story in a variety of different ways. You have to work at it, like the title of this episode, but you can go the route of interviewing someone, showcasing some B-roll of them doing their thing. Maybe they're even mic'd up too. That's kind of cool. But you can also have a different effect, tell a different kind of story with a similar effect, by just showing moments of that person, moments that happen around that person, accompanied with some music, to try and elevate the story you were trying to tell as well. So, and maybe that's a challenge for any of you content creators or filmmakers or documentarians out there, is maybe try and tell a story a bunch of different ways. And one of them being can tell someone's story without actually talking to them. So that could be kind of cool. What a beautiful day that was. Great sun shining. I'd much rather it be hot filming than cold, so I'll tell you that. There's my boy Keisha Ganacha under the camera credits. Always appreciate him stepping in when I can't. So Coach Thunder with a word there. We are all a pack. It's not one guy. If I could do a supercut of just players dapping each other up, I think that'd be fun. That'd be dope. Thank y'all so much for watching another episode of Director's Commentary. If you have any questions or if you have any comments or concerns, go ahead and drop them in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you like what you saw today and you maybe have seen other episodes of Director's Commentary and you want more, go ahead and hit subscribe, as well as selecting the bell option so you get notified whenever a new episode drops. If you want to further support some of the stuff that I'm making, please consider becoming a patron. You can check out the Patreon link in the description below. Signing up gets you all kinds of cool perks and it helps elevate the stuff that I'm making. But anyway, thank you again so much for watching and I'll see you next time.